Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to another video. So yeah, in this video I'm just going to give you my very quick thoughts on this new release, released exclusively from HMV I believe, and this is Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the 4K box set version. So what I will do is I'll give you my very quick thoughts on the movie, I'll give you my quick thoughts on the box set and also the 4K transfer, and you can decide for yourself whether you think this might be worth picking up for your collection. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So just very quickly on the movie itself, this is Batman Mask of the Phantasm. This is an animated Batman film released in 1993, and it's based off the Batman animated series from the early 90s. Just an absolutely classic children's TV series, and one that I hold very special to my heart. I have a lot of nostalgia for it, as well as this movie. But yeah, as I said, it's based off the animated series. It kind of acts as a standalone story, but there is like elements like of a prequel in this as well. So if you've not seen the animated series or this movie, I would say watch a little bit of the animated series before diving into this, but you don't really need to. There isn't like a specific point you need to watch this film. It just kind of acts on its own. But I would say test the waters a little bit with the animated series before going into this film, because it does kind of throw you straight into the deep end. But it's got Kevin Conroy voicing Batman. You've got Mark Hamill doing the Joker, probably one of the best Joker interpretations out there. You've got a new villain with the Phantasm villain. And the movie's just so much fun. It's got that dark element to it that, you know, the Batman universe should have, but like I said, it's also got that essence of fun about it. And I would say, just as a movie in itself, it's probably one of the best Batman films ever, in my opinion. Like, I would say it is better than most of the live-action Batman films. It's just how highly I think of it. Maybe I look at it a bit too much with nostalgia, but I know for a lot of people it is considered quite a legendary film in the Batman universe. So yeah, I can't really recommend the movie enough. If you've not seen it or the animated series, I would definitely recommend it, because yeah, it's just great viewing. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on the movie. So onto the box set now. So of course we have this artwork on the front, which is absolutely brilliant artwork, I've got to say. It was probably one of the main selling points for me for this release. Just a lovely image on the front there, and that's the back. So you know, you just get all your your information about the film, the cast and crew, special features, all the technical specifications, and then this is what you get inside. So I'll just show you what you get inside this box set. So I should say first that the box itself is a little on the flimsy side. It's not one of those hard boxes that Warner Brothers do tend to do, and I was surprised they didn't do it for this one. You know, it's okay, but yeah, it is just a little bit on the flimsy side. And then you get the steelbook on the inside, which again has the same image, but it's a very nice steelbook. It's got a nice glossy kind of finish to it, and that's the back. So a similar image on the back of the box as well. And then on the inside, you just have your disc, and there's a little bit of artwork in there. Sorry for the reflection, but yeah, that's what you get inside the box. And then you also get this little comic book. Now, I wasn't too sure what this comic book was going to be, but once I received the item, it turns out that this is basically like a comic book adaptation of the movie. And yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch. I don't know if they've ever done that for this movie, but yeah, it's pretty much designed like all the sort of like lots of Batman comics are. The illustrations are very, very similar. But yeah, it's just a cool little touch, you know, just have the movie in a comic book format. So yeah, that's what you get, as well as the steelbook. The only problem I would say is, as I said, this box is quite flimsy. Mine did end up with a little crease on the spine. I don't think you can see it on the video, but the reason I probably have a crease is because you've got this really light, flimsy box, and then you've got this heavy steelbook on the inside. And the box set itself is maybe slightly too big for the contents. So I'm guessing when this was in transit, the contents on the inside were probably sliding around because it wasn't tight enough, and that's probably why I've gotten that crease on the spine. So the box set could have been better, in my opinion, but overall, it's still very nice, and I do love that artwork on it. So how does the movie look in 4K? Well, this is an interesting one because I was always quite curious to see how this was going to look on 4K. To summarise, I would say the film looks good. it probably looks the best it ever has. But I wouldn't say there is a massive difference in quality. So I guess it all depends on how much you love the movie. I mean, if you're like me and you want the best possible version, then the 4K is probably the way to go. But if you're more of a casual fan of the film, you may just want to stick with your original Blu-ray because the Blu-ray itself looks pretty good. It's a very, very solid Blu-ray transfer. There is definitely more of a sharpness to the image on the 4K transfer, and the colours, particularly in the more cinematic shots of the film, there's definitely a lot more clarity to them, and they do look very, very nice. I mean, by today's standards, this is quite an old animated film. You know, it's 30 years old. It's largely based off the Batman animated series, and it was even intended to just be a straight-to-video film at the time. But at the very last minute, it got a cinematic release. But it doesn't really have like a huge cinematic look and feel to it. It does very much still feel like just an extended episode of the Batman animated series. I think it almost shows some limitations with what they could probably achieve with this transfer. But I will say that the movie does look great. It has a lot of colour to it. It has great moments with the Joker. You know, a lot of those colourful scenes look very bright and vibrant. The darker scenes look really great. And I think I sensed an element of grain on this. Even though it's an animated film, I did sense this sort of element of grain and a very natural looking feel to it. So, as I already summarized, it is probably the best it's ever looked, but I would just say tread carefully because I personally don't think there is a huge difference with the 4K transfer. So there you go, guys. That is just my quick thoughts on Batman Mask of the Phantasm, the film itself, and also this 4K release. Let me know in the comments below if you've picked up this release. Have you seen the movie? What do you think of it? Will you be picking this up or maybe waiting until they release a standard version of the 4K? I'm sure they'll do that in a few months' time. But yeah, thanks so much for watching the video, guys. I hope it's been helpful, and I will see you all again on the next one. So take care, guys.